Hello, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Learning with Isha. Today, we are recording this episode, and you'll have to bear with my gala for today. I'm having a bad throat. Anyways, I'll try to talk as much as I can. So, in today's video, I'm going to talk to you about respiration in animals. What is respiration in animals? You see, we've already looked at respiration in plants. कैसे होती है, plants कैसे सांस लेते हैं, स्टोमेटा क्या होता है, lenticels क्या होता है. अब हम बात करेंगे कि डिफरेंट एनिमल्स में रेस्पिरेशन कैसे अकर होती है, हाउ डज इट टेक प्लेस, ऑल्सो व्हाट आर द ऑर्गन्स इन्वॉल्व इन ईच एंड एवरी केस. सो लेट्स बिगिन. जहाँ पे वो रेस्पिरेशन एक्चुअली हो रही है उसके लिए एक वर्ड यूज होता है, उसे कहते हैं रेस्पिरेटरी सरफेस. सो रेस्पिरेटरी सरफेस is the spot from which respiration across which respiration actually occurs. So अगर एक अमीबा की बॉडी है तो इसका ये बॉडी सरफेस क्या है, रेस्पिरेटरी सरफेस. यहीं से ये टेकअप क्या करता है, ऑक्सीजन. गिव आउट क्या करता है, CO2. So now that you're clear what is respiratory surface, let us talk about respiratory organs. जो मल्टी सेल्यूलर ऑर्गेनिजम्स होते हैं वहाँ पे रेस्पिरेशन बॉडी सरफेस से नहीं हो सकती है. वाई इज दैट? इट इज बिकॉज इफ आई टॉक अबाउट सिंपल यूनिसेल्युलर ऑर्गेनिजम्स लाइक अमीबा, इनका जो बॉडी का सरफेस एरिया टू वॉल्यूम रेशियो होता है ये बहुत हाई होता है. इसका मतलब क्या है कि इनकी बॉडी के जो कंटेंट्स हैं ऑलमोस्ट एवरीथिंग इज एक्सपोज टू द एनवायरनमेंट. सो बहुत क्विकली गैसेस का एक्सचेंज पॉसिबल हो जाता है. डिफ्यूजन रेट इज वेरी फास्ट. what happens in multicellular organisms? See, only my skin is exposed to the environment. हर सेल, सिर्फ स्किन वाले तो सांस ले लेंगे अमीबा की तरह. what about the cells, what about the organs inside my body? How will they get oxygen? No oxygen, no respiration. No respiration, no energy. Cell dies. Right? So we definitely need to get oxygen to each and every cell. सो भाई मल्टीसेल्युलर ऑर्गेनिजम्स ने क्या किया, उन्होंने कॉम्प्लेक्स सिस्टम्स डेवलप किए जो कि ऑफ कोर्स एनिमल किंगडम में उसकी कॉम्प्लेक्सिटी क्या होती गई होगी, बढ़ती गई होगी. हाइड्रा के पास सिंपलेस्ट रहा होगा एंड हम ह्यूमंस के पास डेफिनेटली सबसे कॉम्प्लेक्स. सो लेट्स टॉक अबाउट जनरल कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स of what? Of all the organs that help in respiration. So we are looking at the characteristics of respiratory organs. आपको क्या लगता है क्या होना चाहिए? सबसे पहला कैरेक्टरिस्टिक होना चाहिए large surface area. So why large surface area? Even if you look at this amoeba, you will realize जितना ज़्यादा surface area होगा, gases का exchange क्या होगा, उतनी quickly होगा. So this will make your process of respiration what? Much quicker. Now the second is this respiratory surface should be thin and moist. अब ये thin and moist क्यों? अब आप देखो एक surface पतला है, diffusion across a thin membrane is easier. अगर इसी membrane को मैं बहुत thick कर दूँ यहाँ पे, ऑक्सीजन और गैसेस की एक्सचेंज इनफैक्ट क्या हो जाएगी, बहुत डिफिकल्ट, बहुत स्लो हो जाएगी. That is why respiratory organs also need to be what? They need to be thin and moist. Moist surface अगर ज़्यादा dehydrate हो जाएगा तो भी gases की exchange खराब होगी. So its surface should also be moist. Third is यहाँ तक ऑक्सीजन लाने और ले जाने का कोई ना कोई प्रोविजन होना चाहिए. लाइक इफ यू सी, हम अपने लंग्स से सांस लेते हैं तो हम अपने नोज के थ्रू एयर जाती है, फिर ट्रैकिया के थ्रू जाती है, फिर लंग्स तक पहुंचती है. एक प्रॉपर प्रोविजन है, राइट? सो ऐसा कोई प्रोविजन होना चाहिए रेस्पिरेटरी सरफेस तक क्या ले जाने का, गैस. सो देयर शुड बी अ प्रोविजन टू हेल्प गैस रीच respiratory surface. RS means your respiratory surface. And last and most important, there should be a rich supply of blood capillaries. Now, in those organisms where blood is not involved in respiration, like insects, जो कि हम आगे देखने वाले हैं, In that case, this point will not be valid. जहाँ blood है वहाँ rich supply of blood होना चाहिए ताकि ये ऑक्सीजन क्विकली डिजोल्व होके ब्लड में बॉडी के सारे पार्ट्स तक पहुंच जाए. Now that we know that, let's start talking about respiratory organs किस तरह के होते हैं in different organisms. We are going to divide respiration in animals into two broad categories. In the first category, we are going to talk about unicellular organisms. So these are the unicellular organisms and the primitive, मतलब शुरू के जो आपके animals होते हैं वो वाले. ये इंक्लूड करते हैं आपके प्रोटोजोन्स लाइक अमीबा एंड इवन पैरामीशियम, दिस काइंड ऑफ ऑर्गेनिजम्स, वन सेल्ड जो होते थे यूकैरियोट्स. देन यू हैव हाइड्रा, कॉलेंट्राटा के मेंबर्स, and also porifera members, which are basically your sponges, right? Remember animals attached to the surface, they were called your sponges. Reference to that cartoon SpongeBob, right? So they were all members of porifera. They are all capable of breathing through their body surface, right? क्योंकि उनका simple surface होता है, we have already discussed that. Here our focus is going to be on multicellular organisms. So now these multicellular organisms I have already divided into 4 broad categories. Now as we see, your job will be to identify what organs these organisms use. So let's begin talking about earthworms and amphibians. So amphibians जैसे आपका frog हो गया या वो salamander होती है black color की lizard जैसी. Yes, so how do you think they breathe? If you said that they breathe by skin, you were absolutely right. So basically guys, they have a moist skin surface. So you will always see earthworm की skin बहुत slippery सी होती है. It's very thin. Why does it have this moist skin? It allows the exchange of gases through the skin. अब skin से gas आ गई अंदर तो इसकी body के अंदर blood होता है. ब्लड ये कैरी कर लेगी ऑक्सीजन, ले जाएगी टू डिफरेंट सेल्स ऑफ द बॉडी. CO2 को ब्लड फिर से पिक करेगा, ले आएगा अर्थवॉर्म की बॉडी से सारा CO2 कलेक्ट करके स्किन सरफेस पे, और स्किन से क्या रिलीज हो जाएगा? CO2 आउट ऑफ द बॉडी. This kind of respiration through skin is known as cutaneous respiration. Guys, this video, more than concepts, is extremely important for competitive exams. Multiple MCQs can be formed. Cutaneous respiration is respiration through what? Skin. Where does it happen? It happens in earthworms, that is member of Annelida, or it also happens in frogs. Multiple questions in competitive exams come from here. Be important to take a note of, make sure you make a note of it. Okay, now let's come to prawns, bony fishes, cartilaginous fishes and tadpoles. Tadpoles देखिए होंगे ना, amphibians के जो छोटे children होते हैं, they are called tadpoles, right? So all these are aquatic animals. अब aquatic animals में respiration अलग होती है as compared to land animals. First of all, why is that? Aquatic animals have to utilize वो वाला oxygen that is dissolved in the water. Now water से dissolved oxygen लेने के लिए they need to have special organs, and these organs, as I'm sure you must have guessed rightly, are known as gills. And the respiration through gills is known as branchial respiration. So this is branchial respiration. This is ultra important. Another important question, gills you see are covered by this flap which is known as operculum. It protects the gills. So how exactly do the fishes breathe? Now they drink a lot of water. जब ये बहुत सारा पानी पीते हैं, इसी पानी में क्या डिसॉल्व होता है? All the gases, primarily oxygen. Now this oxygen rich water passes through the gills. अब गिल्स में क्या होता है? ऑक्सीजन इज पुल्ड आउट ऑफ इट बहुत फोर्सफुली. अब ये ऑक्सीजन फिश के ब्लड के थ्रू पूरी बॉडी में चला जाता है. CO2 similarly return हो जाता है and eventually it is dissolved in water and comes out of the fish's mouth. That is how exactly these fishes breathe. Now let's come to another category where we see insects. grasshopper हो गया, cockroach, centipede, millipede. How do these insects breathe? Now these insects में blood is not involved, guys. Mind you, this is very important for competitions. No blood is involved here. What happens? They have some openings, tube-like openings on the surface of their body. Now this opening that we see here in black is known as a spiracle. So this is a spiracle, and this spiracle leads to this tube which is known as the large trachea. Now this large trachea divides into the small trachea. So here you see these two small trachea, now which further divide into these smaller tubes which are known as tracheoles. Now these tracheoles ultimately join to the cells of the body. So आप देखो क्या हो रहा है, ये गैस आई स्पिरेकल के थ्रू लार्ज ट्रैकिया, स्मॉल ट्रैकिया, tracheoles and directly to the cells of the body. Mind you, no blood was involved here. This kind of respiration derived from the word trachea is known as tracheal respiration. So this is tracheal respiration as seen in insects. Now let's come to the last and most important category जो आपको definitely पता होगी. Reptiles में, birds में, mammals including us humans में जो दिखती है, it is respiration through an organ known as lungs. और ये lungs के through respiration को हम कहते हैं pulmonary respiration. Pulmonary word is used for lungs. Also, it is important that toads, जो कि amphibians होते हैं, if you get this MCQ in the exam, don't confuse here कि amphibians में तो skin होता था. Toad is an exception. It breathes through lungs. Also, some mollusks like slugs also breathe through lungs. So today we saw 5 broad categories of respiration. First, body surface respiration. Second, cutaneous respiration, followed by branchial respiration, tracheal respiration, and ultimately the most complex one, that is pulmonary respiration. So this brings us to the conclusion of this video. In the next video, we are going to start talking about respiration in humans. That is the pulmonary respiration. I hope you liked this video. This video is very important for competitive purposes, so do note down all the points well. If you have any queries, do write in the comment section and let me know. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to my channel. See you till then.